So we're starting a little something different here on the channel. I'm going to be doing a review for a TV show. We haven't tried this before, but seeing how we have a TV show that is just starting, I think we'll start doing that. The TV show that I'm going to be reviewing is AMC's Into the Badlands. So what is Into the Badlands about? Well, it takes place in the future where guns have been outlawed, but people are still slaughtering one another with swords and axes and knives. I think it might be a commentary on the 2016 presidential elections. Like, hey, these guys, they want to outlaw guns. Well, look what's going to happen in the future if they do. I'm just saying. It's like, at some point I think someone's going to say, thanks, Obama. And all of the land is controlled by these barons, as they're called. They're like warlords, and they have these henchmen, these ninjas that have, each one of them, the barons has its own army, and they have their soldiers, and they're called clippers, and they're like ninjas. And the focus is on this one particular ninja named Sonny, and starts out with him coming across a bunch of dead people on the side of the road. He investigates it, and there's these sort of like biker guys, they call them nomads, that he has to take down. He takes them down, and he finds they had a hostage who had been a part of the group that got slaughtered, and the kid has this pennant. It has this sort of like city outline on it, and Sonny realizes from his own past, which was all a mystery to him, he had the same pennant. So this kid might be a link to his past, where he came from. He was, found as a child naked, and one of the barons, Quinn, takes him in and makes him a clipper, and he's like a badass clipper. Like I said at the beginning, he wipes out a dozen guys, and he gets a mark on his back, like Roman numerals, every time he kills a guy, and he's got like 400, I think is what they were saying. His whole back is just nothing but Roman numerals. So aside from that, like they said, the kid, that first pilot episode is a lot about, it's Sonny and trying to find a link to his past through this kid, and he finds out the kid has some kind of like magical powers. It's like when someone tried to beat him up, the kid's eyes turn black, and he beats the shit out of this one. And Sonny asks him, "What the fuck was that shit?" And he's like, "It happens to me whenever I'm threatened or whenever I bleed." And that's why the nomads had captured the kid on behest of some other baron or baroness. She's called the Widow. To be honest, as much as I'm going to watch, Into the Badlands, story-wise, I do like it. It's kind of got this sort of Game of Thrones feel to it. It's like you got all the different houses, and this one they're called, the Barons' Estates, or whatever the hell they are. And, they're all feuding, and they all want to take one another down. Of course, Sonny is sort of like the ultimate warrior type person. But the premiere episode was kind of boring, to be honest. Not a lot really happens. I mean, you have the beginning, which is pretty tight. He takes out a dozen guys. And from there, it's just more or less, hey, let's introduce these characters who are going to be a part of the series. It's like, here's the Baron. Here's the Baron's wife, who's jealous that he's marrying a younger woman now. Because he's a Baron, he can have as many wives as he wants. Here's the younger wife. Here's the son, who's not really, he's supposed to be the heir to the throne, but he's not really good at it. They introduce Sonny, they introduce the woman he's sleeping with, who's pregnant, which is a big deal in that society. I guess he can't screw around without the Baron's permission, they can't have a child without the Baron's permission. They introduce the Widow, and it's like, this is the Widow. You are not supposed to like her. It's like a lot of introductions, but the story-wise, there wasn't a lot to it. But I'm going to keep watching, and hopefully the other episodes will be better. It did what it was supposed to. It introduced the world, and it introduced the characters, and hopefully in the next episode, I'll take more of an interest into it. And that's what I have to say about the first episode of Into the Badlands by Ian.